You have Polymath exploding just like QNT and ETC right to the 786 to the very wick. We have Energy Web Token doing the same exact thing, much higher retracements, whereas XRP, ALGO, HBAR are still down here, but we're seeing confirmation that others are taking off. What's up guys, Kevin Cage here with another crypto update. This video is an absolute must-see. We're going to discuss a $40,000 Bitcoin with a market retracement during this bear market. I want to show you a bunch of interesting confluences, so please watch all of this. Throw it on 2x playback speed if you have to, and let's kick it off. First things first, going over the Bitcoin CME futures chart and a variety of gaps that have been closed. Notice that we have closed roughly a double or triple bottom at that open gap that we had in June. In June of 2021, I was also emphasizing these gaps that we saw on the CME futures chart. As we can see, we had an open gap right there at the 50% Fibonacci retracement. We also had open gaps back here. Notice that all of these are officially closed. So that was in May 2021. So it was right there. Notice we crashed and eventually we made our way up. We had another open gap coming all the way up and closing it. Wick to perfection. Look right there. That wick back tested and closed that gap perfectly. Coincidentally, closing those gaps of liquidity. And in my opinion, it's not a coincidence, it's a confluence. In the previous picture, we saw open gaps here and here below 20,000 for Bitcoin. And those were right there, closed. As you can see, the price crashed. And we just recently closed this gap for Bitcoin at 19K. This gap has been open since December 2020. So I want to emphasize my personal opinion is yes, Bitcoin absolutely closes these gaps at 28,000 and about, let's just say 35K. For me, that is super conservative. Please understand, I'm not a YouTube channel that is telling you that Bitcoin is going to $200,000 tomorrow. I'm showing a basic retracement. Remember, in previous market cycles, Bitcoin during a bear market still retraces. So Fibonacci retracement drawn swing high, swing low, wick to wick during the previous Bitcoin cycle. I want to show you this. As we can see, from the high to the low, everybody gave up. We still had a market retracement at the 618 Fibonacci retracement to perfection. Then doing another massive crash, the March 2020 crash below the 236. And once we broke through the 618 Fibonacci retracement, again, the bull run officially started. In this case, resulting in a double top at the 3618. The Bitcoin market cap hit a 4.236. And thus far, we've been doing a perfect back test, even on the daily. If we go to the monthly, we can see this. Candle bodies on the monthly time frame, 1, 2, 3, 4. So during the previous cycle, Bitcoin during a bear market still had a retracement as far as the 618 Fibonacci retracement. Let's draw a fib on this high. Have we done anything like that? No, we haven't even gone up to the 236, which is like 29K. Notice that 28K gap would be closed. And a 618 Fibonacci retracement takes us to 49,000. Just remember, we have open gaps at 28K, about right here, and an open gap at 34,800. I just call it 35. The previous cycle took us up here to the 618. And I think this is super conservative to see this come through over the coming months, a Bitcoin and market retracement. When Bitcoin retraces over the coming months, what do you think altcoins are going to do? They're going to follow it. They're going to get some momentum back and battle up these retracements. We have this gentleman right here showing a Bitcoin price chart, the typical schematic that we show, serving as a potential spring, showing signs of strength or SOS, and then boom, we are climbing. So we're entertaining a Bitcoin retracement during this bear market that frankly is taking forever to happen. We have this macroeconomist right here. Every time inflation tops, the stock market rallies. So right here, this chart is the United States inflation rate year over year. Every time it's at a market peak, a spike, look below. When inflation tops, the stock market rallies. Now, as we know, if you're in crypto, the crypto and stock market are heavily correlated. So when the stock market goes up and rallies, so does the crypto market. Showing the relative strength right here, the momentum is in turning area. The US CPI is coming out on Tuesday, tomorrow. This time will be no different. Now, is it possible that Bitcoin can still bounce between that 19K zone all the way up until about 24, 25K? Yes. But in my opinion, that does not invalidate anything I'm seeing for a retracement. Now, the same gentleman actually agrees with Raoul Pal. Now, he actually has a target for the S&P 500, 6,000, which could be absolutely insane. I think that's the last thing that anybody in this market expects. I think now that the bear market has been working the masses, that nobody believes that anything will go in a nice rally, let alone a blow-off top moment. Now, Raoul Pal, macro investor, former Goldman Sachs guy, you've also heard his commentary on XRP, which I agree with, and he agrees with this sentiment even though this is a very unpopular opinion. What if I told you the S&P 500 will reach new record highs in 6 months and continue rising for a few more years? Looking at the S&P 500 chart on the weekly, you can see currently the high is at 48,000. A 6,000 price point is insane. That would require another 46% from here. Never say never. I know a blow off top moment would definitely catch the majority off guard. I don't think a lot of people would be expecting that, because it does seem like the last thing that we should expect. Now, side by side with the Casper price chart versus QNT, now I just want to remind you, QNT made it up here to the 786 Fibonacci retracement. Between the 618 and the 786, we have QNT, we have Energy Web Token, we have Ethereum Classic, we have Uniswap, we have dozens, along with even the 382 right there. Let me just pull up the chart so you can see it. Also, I did a 35-minute market update yesterday for members on kevincageofficial.com, diving into a bunch of this, so we're just going to touch on a little bit. We're going to be comparing assets on the daily time frame for this example, looking at the March-April high to the capitulation all the way to the June low, drawing a Fibonacci retracement. Now, of course, other confluences could be obvious levels of support and resistance, looking at RSI, Fibonacci pivots, and really comparing these retracements in tandem with certain moving averages. But in this example, we're just going to look at the fibs. So I've been showing this for the past 2 months, and keep in mind that Bitcoin has been in this range for 3 months, 90 days, just going sideways. We're having some alts popping up. So turning the lights on, we can see QNT from the March-April high to the low, made it to the 382, consolidated, and then reaches a full 786. So XRP, Algorand, Hedera are still below the 236. Are we seeing any other altcoins making it up to the 382, if not higher like QNT? First one, DAG, reaches a 50% retracement. Next one, API3 reaches a 382 Fibonacci retracement to perfection. Next one, Ethereum reaches a 382 Fibonacci retracement to perfection. Was in this range for over a month. Next one, Atom or Cosmos reaches a 382 Fibonacci retracement, just like we had for QNT. Ethereum Classic did the same thing as QNT. Notice it is sitting a little higher than QNT is. We have Energy Web Token doing the same exact thing, much higher retracements, whereas XRP, ALGO, HBAR are still down here, but we're seeing confirmation that others are taking off. We have Filecoin breaking out of that same range that XRP is in, reaching a 236. You have Rose or Oasis doing the same exact thing. You have Curve, CRV doing the same exact thing up to the 382, just like DAG, Ethereum, and a variety of others. We have Engine made it to the 236. We have EOS making it up to the 382 if you use the next swing high before capitulation, still makes it up to the 50%. You have the new Terra Luna making it up to a 618 Fibonacci retracement to perfection, and right now back on the 236. You have different alts starting to take off like Mir Protocol tied to Luna. You have Matic reaching a 50% retracement. You have Polymath exploding just like QNT and ETC right to the 786 to the very wick. And we even have Uniswap. Let's draw a fib and we can see. Where did we go? To perfection right at the 702. So notice that Matic, Uniswap, QNT was a very strong V-shaped recovery, just coming right out of there very aggressively. But we also have others that were stuck in this range today, and I'm keeping a very close eye on some of those alts. Okay guys, so far in this video, we've discussed the Bitcoin CME futures gaps that are still open. Yes, I believe that those gaps in liquidity will be closed. It's just a question of when. As we know, stocks and crypto are heavily correlated, meaning when stocks rally, so does crypto. We had that gentleman showing the inflation peak, which we're at right now, which typically leads in a stock market rally, which then results in a crypto rally over the months to come. And remember that Bitcoin is down 74% without even a baby retracement. We've been stuck in this lower range for 90 days. So I personally just think we're due. We're sitting at monthly support on the Bitcoin price chart. And if you're learning anything helpful, be sure to subscribe. I really appreciate it. Now, last night at 9:54 p.m., I went over HBAR and I wanted to emphasize we have this RSI ready to rock. Keep in mind, we crashed 90%, guys, especially when you consider the fundamentals. We have LG building a Hedera wallet. They have so many smart televisions, and they're going to be using Hedera NFTs in the future. We have Zeus Markets. We have NFT infrastructure for Hedera. We also have DeFi being built, meaning the circulating supply gets locked up, reduces that circulating supply when proper demand comes. Scarcity is created, and it's a lot easier for price to move up. And have we seen any type of retracement for HBAR? No, we've just been in months of pain. Max pain for max gains. And the longer the base, the higher in space. So this was at 9:54 p.m. last night, and we actually just got this pop on the 4-hour price chart. We were hitting above 7 cents. So that was nice because for my trading bots, I was stuck in a trade for HBAR for so long, but finally it hit the take profit. Alrighty. Now, in my next video, I'm going to dive into the Hyperledger Foundation and talk about some huge connections, so please check it out. If you hold HBAR, XRP, Casper, QNT, XDC, a few assets, I would be paying very close attention to this group. You got Spurbank, Ripple, Quant, R3, so be sure to watch the next video. Soramitsu. And last but not least, we have iTrustCapital linked in the top of the video description, the first crypto IRA and 401k platform that offers staking. We have Polkadot staking right now for about 9.5% APY. There's going to be more assets listed in the future. I do fully expect an HBAR listing as well, thanks to the recent news about the Coinbase roadmap for HBAR and Coinbase custody. iTrustCapital is backed by Fireblocks with their integration, along with Coinbase custody. So I could be expecting QNT and HBAR to be on iTrustCapital in the future. Remember, they already have Algorand and dozens of assets listed. This is a 100% free platform. There is no hidden fees, there's no gotchas, as you can see right there. No hidden fees, transparent pricing. We can see there's just a 1% transaction fee for trades. This is virtually the same thing as Coinbase, no different. So if you decide to trade with a retirement account that is 100% tax-free, such as a Roth IRA, where I pay 0% taxes and capital gains. So this is linked right in the video description. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe. All links can be found in my Linktree linked in the video description, and I will catch you in the next one.